Everyone. So yesterday, according to Adrian Wojnarowski of ESPN, reported that forward Jarred Vanderbilt suffered a significant foot injury that puts his status for the remainder of the season in jeopardy. Now, if you watched the game, Jarred Vanderbilt's injury was very concerning, right? It didn't look like it was a contact injury. People were speculating, oh, did he just tear his Achilles? Did he do this? Did he do that? But obviously, just because you didn't see contact on the play, I mean, there was contact prior, so it very likely happened prior, and maybe the pain just set in when he actually was putting pressure down on it or something. But look, I'm not here to speculate. The point is, Jarred Vanderbilt is hurt, and he has a foot injury, and it is very significant and could potentially mean he is out for the year, which would be a huge, huge blow for the Lakers. Now, look, the Boston game and the more recent New York Knicks game, basically a game and a half against the two top teams in the league right now. The Knicks have just been playing like out of this world. The Lakers have been very good defensively, right? They've held their own even without Jarred Vanderbilt. But there's undeniably a impact that Jarred Vanderbilt brings to this Lakers team and to this Lakers roster. His ability to cover so much ground, defend the best player, whether it's, a big to small. Like, the guy is just so versatile in so many ways. And hopefully it's not an entire season injury. Like, he won't be back till next season. Hopefully, worst case scenario, it's something to where, he's back for the playoffs. That would be huge because we could use him come playoff time. Obviously, ideally, it's something like what we originally got reported, which is that he is very likely going to be out several weeks. Several weeks could be basically anything more than 2. So he'd be out a month, several months. So I'm hopeful that as things progress, as things go on, maybe he'll be back in time for the postseason. But the issue is that we don't really know. There isn't really any concrete evidence one way or the other. I assume that it's kind of like, hey, we're going to evaluate this and check this out and see where it goes. But the Lakers got to do something. Can't just wait around. Now, obviously, the trade market is a big thing. But to me, this has even more of the need to go get a Royce O'Neal, a Dorian Finney-Smith, maybe even both, right? Because either of these guys could play the 2 in a pinch if you needed to. So if Jarred Vanderbilt was to come back come playoff time, which if these two, like if you got 1 or 2 of these and they're cooking, you probably just leave them in the starting unit, right? And then have Jarred Vanderbilt come off the bench in like a limited role, especially if he's coming back from injury. You don't want to like overwork him, overexert him, but just to have him in like your toolbox, so to speak, to be able to kind of come in and have an impact if one of these 2 guys end up going out to get some rest in the middle of a playoff game or something. But ideally, I would prefer Dorian Finney-Smith. That would be my preferred player. If we got Royce O'Neal, I wouldn't be upset about that either, right? But Dorian Finney-Smith's just slightly bigger, a little more versatile, just slightly better defender. But Royce O'Neal is basically like an upgraded defensive version of Taurean Prince. So you see what Taurean Prince can do when he's going and he's cooking. Imagine if Taurean Prince was actually a good defensive player, right? Taurean Prince could be serviceable, and he was actually very good defensively yesterday in the Knicks game. Again, not elite, not spectacular, nothing like that, but he was good enough, right? And had the Brunson assignment, was chasing, fighting over screens, working hard to kind of keep him contained, which I like. But you got to get something, right? If the Lakers get DeJounte Murray, then that would be great because that gives you at least some size, athleticism, and a point of attack guy at the guard position. But even then, ideally, you're hoping that it's a 3-team Brooklyn deal and you can come away with the DeJounte Murray and a Royce O'Neal or Dorian Finney-Smith, or in a perfect world, you get both, right? If all the Lakers did at the trade deadline was get Royce O'Neal, Dorian Finney-Smith, and DeJounte Murray, I would be a happy camper. Right, because you get 2 legit 3-and-D versatile, perimeter wings, and then you'd get your point of attack defensive guy. I mean, you could literally start these 2 with DeJounte Murray alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis and be cooking. But more likely than not, they would start Austin Reeves, Royce O'Neal comes off the bench, start Dorian Finney-Smith. And then when Vando comes back, I mean, you'd have Royce O'Neal, Taurean Prince, Jarred Vanderbilt, Cam Reddish. I mean, you got waves of defenders, which is huge for a 7-game series. Because, say you play Denver. Jamal Murray is only one guy, right? And if he has to get a look at Dorian Finney-Smith, Royce O'Neal, Jarred Vanderbilt, Cam Reddish, Taurean Prince, right? Like, you're going to wear him down over the course of a 7-game series. Again, assuming it extends that long. But that's kind of the idea. Or if you're playing a team like the Phoenix Suns, who have Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, right? It's like, okay, Dejounte Murray, you got Booker, Dorian Finney-Smith, right? You got, KD. Maybe you even start Jarred Vanderbilt at that point, just to cover a Devin Booker, right? Or Bradley Beal. And it's like, boom, you got that. And then the next wave comes in. It's like, okay, Royce, Cam, let's go, right? And that is something very valuable. Another option would be something like a Miles Bridges. The Lakers are a little hesitant based on recent reports to acquire Miles Bridges because chances are he's going to be a 1-year rental. Now, if they're able to move off of Gabe Vincent, he might not be. It just depends on how much money he wants, how much he would demand in free agency. Maybe you could sign him to like a 1+1 after this year as like that sort of reclamation project, kind of help his image. Seen it happen with the Lakers a couple times. But at this point, you could use him. Like, even if you are just kind of, obviously you don't want to sell the farm for him, but if you can get him, bring him in, and he's, again, a two-way guy that could give you some real size. He could play the 3 through 4, even a small ball 5 if you really needed to. Just give you some of that versatility, some of that size, some of that defense, and he wouldn't cost much. So to me, it's kind of like it's kind of worth the risk. And again, those reports about the Lakers being weary and hesitant was before the Jarred Vanderbilt news. So it's very possible that Jarred Vanderbilt's injury could change the Lakers' mindset in that regard. The other concern, too, is the Phoenix Suns are actively trying to acquire Miles Bridges, and there have been reports that says they're not that far off. They're pretty close. So, I mean, if you could get him just to keep him from the Suns, that would be helpful, right? Upgrade your roster while keeping them where they are, especially when you're trying to outpace them the rest of the way to overtake them for seeding. That could be something. But regardless, this is a huge blow. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, the Lakers it's been rough, right? With injuries and stuff. I mean, Jarred Vanderbilt just starting to get into the swing of things. He's coming back from injury and was starting to look like his old self, starting to look elite and dominant again on the defensive side of things. And it's like, all right, here we go, right? We back in business. And then sure enough, it's just like, man, like, come on. Can we just catch a break here, right? Especially to a guy like him. And then Cam Reddish is out for who knows how long. It's like literally your two best sizable athletic perimeter defenders are both out. And it's like, now you have to work twice as hard. Look, we've seen the Lakers be able to ride this. We've seen the Lakers be able to weather the storm. I mean, before Jarred Vanderbilt was back or was returned the first time, right? The Lakers were 5 games over 500, right? There was times where the Lakers were, top 7 in defense without Jarred Vanderbilt. And the idea was like, okay, Jarred Vanderbilt gets back. Now we can get into the top 5, maybe even the top 3, or maybe even the best, right? That was the idea. That was the goal. Now it's like, okay, can we at least get into the top 10? Right? Can we at least get somewhere in that ballpark to where we're fighting? But it's such a tough blow. But look, again, the Lakers held the Boston Celtics to 105 points and the New York Knicks to 105 points. That's massive, massive. And that was without Jarred Vanderbilt. So I believe in this team. I trust this team. Hopefully he's not gone too long, right? Hopefully he's back sooner rather than later, but time will tell. Anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass a question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel about this blow? Does it hurt? Are you like, man, he was just there. He was just back, right? Do you think it's okay? We'll right the ship. We'll be fine. We'll get through this. Again, however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.